Welcome to the Weather Gurus podcast for November the 16th, 2022 on this Wednesday hump day for the lower 48 United States here. We're currently going to look at the current radar composite. I'm going to explain to you where we have some lingering lake effect snow showers in effect. As well, we're going to look at the current National Weather Service hazards for the 48 contiguous United States. And then we're going to look at a chance for a historic snowstorm for Buffalo along the typical snow belt. New York, Lake Erie, they could receive feet of snow. Up to 4, 5, 6 feet of snow could be coming in there from Wednesday night through Saturday afternoon. So looking at the current radar, we can see that everything is pretty clear for the southeast, the mid-Atlantic, the northeast, and also out west. Absolutely perfect conditions here, just below normal temperatures for the eastern 2/3 of the country, from the Midwest, the nation's heartland, all the way back through the Mid-Atlantic. Snow showers continue as we put this into motion here. Snow showers continue, light snow showers from just east of Chicago through Gary, Indiana, through South Bend, Indiana, and also up through Grand Rapids and the spine of western Michigan, Kalamazoo, Traverse City, Cadillac, Michigan, and also coming across Green Bay, Wisconsin. Snow showers traces of snow continue in the Ohio Valley as well and into West Virginia and the western panhandle of Maryland, seeing those snow showers continuing. But the heaviest of snow is going to be an area later on this week setting up along the I-90, that typical corridor there from Buffalo through Erie through Ashtabula, Ohio. This area is going to be looking at 12 to 18 inches and then increasing toward just south of Buffalo in that Dunkirk, between Dunkirk and Hamburg area. Anywhere between there, depends on which way the wind fetch sets up in that direction. You'll be looking at 4 to 5 to 6 feet of snow coming in along from a period from Wednesday all the way through Saturday, late Saturday night, according to forecast. Now, we do have some snow showers once again, out in the upper plains, Montana, big sky country of Montana, just to the north of Helena and Butte, Montana, along the Indian reservations, and then also North Dakota, South Dakota experiencing some brief snow showers from Fargo along that I-29 corridor from Fargo to Watertown, South Dakota, and over toward just north of the Twin Cities. There's some snow showers continuing. Elsewhere, beautiful fall-like weather is experiencing here for majority of the country. Some showers are along the Gulf Coast from New Orleans to Baton Rouge to Lafayette along I-10. Those, be careful along those as well. But looking at the National Weather Service hazards, we do have some hazards in effect. There is a freeze watch in effect for the southeastern United States along the coastline. So if you're in Charleston, North Myrtle Beach, Wilmington, North Carolina, the Outer Banks, down through southern Georgia from Savannah, Albany, Valdosta, along the 75 corridor, over towards Alabama, southern Alabama, just east of Montgomery along 231 there, coming through Enterprise, Dothan, Alabama, some of those areas in Florida, the panhandle of Florida, from Pensacola Bay all the way east toward Mariana, Jackson, Florida, and those areas along that northern panhandle there. This is because the cold front has swept through and dropped temperatures, and the winds will calm down, and so that allow for that frost to develop on the grassy surfaces on your cars and on your rooftops. So just be careful, be mindful of that. Let your water pipes drip a little bit as temperatures get below freezing for that area. Now, there is winter storm watches and advisories in effect, for warnings in effect for Michigan, lower Michigan right now, from Berrien County all the way up through Grand Rapids, Kent County, and back inland towards Paw Paw and Kalamazoo along that I-94 corridor through Jackson and Three Rivers, Michigan on 131, where US 131 meets I-94 there. And also for southern and northern Indiana, from South Bend over towards that area between South Bend, Indiana, and Notre Dame, in that area right there, heading towards out back toward east along the Indiana State Thruway, Interstate 90 coming through there. Now, there's also in the purple, we have the winter storm advisories, winter weather advisories in the North Dakota, South Dakota, northern Wyoming, into the Rockies, the front range of the Rockies, from Fort Collins and Denver, Colorado, all the way up through the Bitterroot chain and of Montana and the Big Sky Country, and the highest of elevations there. There could be a lot of snowfall there, up to a foot of snowfall additional in these areas. We also have the Santa Anas in effect in California. We don't want to take previous winds were gusting up to 100 miles an hour this morning through the canyons and passes north of LA. So we want to keep those people in our thoughts and prayers. And be careful if you're going to those canyons and passes. Natuna Canyon, Topanga Canyon, those mountains up there north of LA, coming through the passes there, Sepulveda Pass, and those other passes there along 210 freeway and the 405 freeway and up through the Grapevine. There is a high wind warning for those areas as the Santa Anas are still kicking up today, and that will be the case tomorrow as well. So just to keep that in mind there, if you're going along that area from LA to San Diego through the 15, coming down the 15 towards San Diego, and the 405 and the 5 and the 210, and all of those freeways are going to be affected by those crosswinds, and Santa Ana is going to be coming down sloping winds down there. So to be careful with that. But other than that, it should be beautiful conditions for everybody around. The feet of snow to bury, according to AccuWeather.com, feet of snow to bury Buffalo as a potential historic lake effect snow event looms. Like I said, record-setting amounts from 3 to 6 feet. AccuWeather meteorologists and other meteorologists are predicting up to 48 to 72 inches in the highest of totals just to the south of Buffalo as these lake effect snow bands set up. And not only there, but also in upstate New York and Watertown, those typical snow belt areas off of Lake Erie and Superior there. And also Lake Michigan. They're going to get some snow, lake effect snow too, from Traverse City to Grand Rapids up through Marquette. They can get up to 12 to 18 inches of additional snowfall there as well. So don't forget that. This is early in the season. Hurricane season ends November 30th. There is no tropical activity to report of, no hurricane activity to report of. That's excellent news in all of the basins, from the Pacific to the Atlantic to the Caribbean to the Gulf of Mexico. It's clear things are dying down and wrapping up here as most people needed a reprieve or break from these storms as it continues to make its way. Now, this cold air should last through next week. The jet stream will retreat northward and create more of a zonal flow after next week, say by next Thursday or Friday, and that's temperatures begin to moderate, and then we're looking at another cold shot coming down probably another 2 weeks from Canada that's going to create more chances for lake effect snow and other snow regions to the northeast as well. So this has been your update with the Weather Guru. Please be sure to subscribe or donate to support this channel, and thank you for your support, and I'll talk to you very soon on the next episode.